All right, let's do it.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I want to be known as one of the best players to play the game. I've wanted that since I can remember.
Oh, that's ridiculous! Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in his bag!
A true magician with the ball. SGA has been breaking ankles and snatching souls for years.
That's a nice move there by Shai. Did he put him in the spin cycle?
A true superstar. He's arrived as one of the new faces of the NBA.
That's how Shai Alexander plays. He plays like a 10-year seasoned vet.
Robinson Earl on the flare out, the open three, and he battles it.
Each year, he's built himself into a better player, refining every part of his game.
On to Muscala, back to the basket, looking to distribute. Finds Shai. Shai steps back on the three.
He's a sniper from anywhere on the court.
On the run, at the buzzer, it is good, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shatters the hopes of the Clippers.
This season, he captured the league MVP.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, better known as SGA, from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Arriving as the best player on the planet.
And you look at his strength. This is, I believe, the best mid-range game player we have in the league right now.
Overlooked by casuals because he doesn't create flashy slam dunk highlights.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pulls the cord.
Get right to that mid-range. Wop, 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 can't guard me. As far as the quickness, getting straight to it, that boy nice.
Man, you talk about the guy who can score the basketball. That's a professional scorer there, folks.
So those in the know, his game is one of the most complete to ever be showcased.
Thunder outscored the Nuggets by 17. Shai dismisses Dave Ottery, puts him on the deck, and then puts it in. This season, their on-ball defense. As Shai anticipating that, steps right in front. Goes behind his back, and it sets up one. Little offense with the ball in the hands of SGA.
He can shake and bake any defender one-on-one.
Three, SGA rattles it home.
A 41-point
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
third quarter.
Shai able to set DiVincenzo. The beauty goes down. Masterful from SGA.
SGA, the MVP. SGA was born in Canada.
I grew up in Toronto, and when I was a little kid, I just always had a ball in my hand, and I've always loved it more than anything.
His mother is a former Olympic sprinter who ran for Antigua in the '92 Summer Games.
Known as SGA, his basketball journey started in Hamilton, Ontario.
For Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the road to success started in this Hamilton High School gym.
A decade ago, if you can believe it, Shai was a ninth grader trying out for the sophomore basketball team at St. Thomas More in Ontario, Canada, and getting cut.
He did not stand out in that JV trial. He didn't shoot like he does now, that's for sure. But, you know, and back then, again, he was average height.
Like with other grades, the early adversity served to motivate young Shai.
When I fail and lose is when I'm most motivated, and I think getting cut kind of like kick-started that.
Starting at guard, a 6'5" senior, number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He has that fear factor. He gives his team belief, which you can't measure in a stat. I would say to myself as a kid growing up that as long as you work hard and be humble, you can accomplish things.
Soon, he was turning heads.
We talked to his coaches. He said that he was just an average kid at the time, but it was his hard work and dedication that really paid off.
He'd commit to the University of Kentucky.
McGarity wrestling for it. Knocked away. Gilgeous-Alexander, another steal. And 2 more points.
Though he'd played just 1 season in college, he was the main reason the Wildcats won the SEC tournament.
And he just got another one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He scored 29 points in the championship game.
With the 11th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Hamilton, Canada, and the University of Kentucky.
He was drafted 11th overall by the Hornets, but was immediately traded to the Clippers.
did say that his agent told him before he went on stage that he would be going to the Clippers. So what was your reaction to hearing that you'd be heading to the West Coast?
It's a great feeling, honestly. But being able to play in the NBA in itself is a blessing and something that not a lot of kids get to experience. And me being one of them is an amazing feeling.
In LA, he would contribute immediately, playing in 82 games and starting more than 70.
Gilgeous-Alexander from Hamilton, Ontario.
I like this young man right here. His confidence.
Shai entered into the league with a quiet confidence.
With Shai, I saw it from day one. Like, he was always a player
To Gortat, goes to the left hand, right.
that was responsible, carried himself as a mature professional.
He respected the veterans on his team and turned to them to learn the pro game.
You take 25-foot shots instead of DeMarcus Cousins being a
This is a guy that put the work in, always carried himself as an adult, and was just mature, just years and years ahead of his time.
Talented two-way player for such a young player.
He had a knack for steals.
Ball knocked away.
He averaged 11 points a game on 48% shooting.
Head down. Off the glass, put it in! I love the confidence.
When you say what his potential may be, we thought he was going to be a really good player, all-star player. That's what we thought. MVP, not in my wildest dream.
The steal by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Two-hand slam.
What really impressed was his composure.
Finds Klay Thompson, Beverly on top.
Ball deflected by the rookie. Gilgeous-Alexander, the steal, the drive, and finish.
He knifed through defenders like a blur.
Gilgeous-Alexander goes right at Hogan. And a finish. Boy, impressive move from the rookie.
I remember you said it. You was like, he got that Kobe.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, three-pointer. What a first quarter. He's got 14 points on 5 of 6 from the field.
He could stop on a dime.
Oh, sweet move, Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's back to 4. He's got 21.
He always had big aspirations. He always knew what his end game was. He never was confused about who he was and what his abilities were.
Harold Loho, priceless throw down, but it won't go.
They got a star there.
Shai's the most underrated player in the league, bro.
And that one will. The foul is called. The game was totally turned upside down. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Hesitations and change of speed dribbles made him a nightmare.
The scoop with the left hand. Oh, great job by Gilgeous-Alexander.
His mid-range game was already polished.
And he'll score.
And his potential looked unlimited.
3 seconds to go. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will go to midcourt.
His rookie season showed flashes of who he could become.
Even though we had an opportunity to get Paul George in that trade, we were heartbroken about Shai leaving.
Take it back 2019 when Kawhi and PG were announced coming to Clippers. There was much hype and excitement around that move. Still remember seeing that news come down the pipeline. Look at that deal one more time.
Unfortunately for the Clippers, they didn't have the patience to wait for SGA to mature. Instead, they initiated a trade with OKC to bring in Paul George, hoping to chase a title that season.
Nobody knew SGA was going to be this.
Will the Clippers PG trade go down as one of the worst in NBA history?
I'm afraid that these Thunder will win this championship, and that will make that the worst trade in the history.
Nobody knew this was coming. Nobody knew.
Here's what he said about joining OKC. Quote, I'm not Russell Westbrook. We don't have the same name, the same body type, nothing like that. So I'm going to try to be myself and be the best me, and everything else will just take care of itself.
The trade sent SGA to OKC and loaded the Thunder with a massive haul of draft picks. SGA arrived in OKC with tremendous excitement behind him.
Beautiful Salt Lake City as the 2019-2020 season tips off tonight in this opening NBA slate.
It's raining threes again here, folks.
Hasn't been dropping for Conley. Yeah, got the flyby. Instead, drives to the rim with a two-handed stop.
Westbrook was gone, and the fans were anxious for a new star to emerge.
All in his hands yet again. The drive on O'Neal with a step back between the legs. So smooth.
Kentucky, number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Immediately, SGA showed his growth as a player.
The rim, and he climbs the ladder for the slam. And how about with his left hand? SGA grabs his own miss.
He had spent the offseason building muscle onto his slender frame.
Fakes the pass, somehow slithers his way inside and spins it home.
I think he freeze framed.
SGA trying to size up Russell.
Many thought the Thunder were going to tank for a draft pick, but they didn't have any idea about what SGA would become.
Shot. And SGA battling for the extra effort. Hits it up and in.
Look at the script, though, in that painted area. Oh, how about that steal there by Shai? Oh, he just picked the pop.
In his second season as a pro, SGA's game went to new heights, and the future of the Thunder seemed to be in good hands.
That makes him so special.
Oh, what a move that time.
To some, his game wasn't flashy enough to catch their eye.
SGA again, the aggressive drive. Contact and a foul.
To those paying attention, they witnessed an SGA that was primed to become a superstar.
Both ends.
The trade that sent him to OKC was looking more and more lopsided by the day.
Very often here tonight. SGA.
He wasn't a highlight dunk machine, but what he did,
sidesteps again, somehow.
He did at the highest levels possible.
It's like the lid is on the basket. Who can open up that basket first? That's a nice move there by Shai. Wow. Did he put him in the spin cycle?
SGA hard drive. Always has the English to get it in off the glass.
The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. Second game of our quadruple header is the first round of the NBA playoffs on ESPN.
Suddenly, the Thunder weren't a team tanking, but a team chasing the playoffs.
Gilgeous-Alexander, that's 3 straight three-pointers, and OKC retakes the lead.
The saying in sports, championships are made in the offseason. And when it comes to Hamilton's own NBA superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that offseason work isn't put in a fancy gym in Miami or Los Angeles.
During the offseason, SGA continued his hard work.
Gets in shape right here in Hamilton, in someone's 2-car garage.
The local media were swooning over Shai, a well-spoken, confident pro who conducted himself like a seasoned vet.
That's what you've been employing here the entire second half. I should say the entire last 2 minutes. SGA's got to move quickly.
A true student of the game, Shai was delivering in the clutch.
Is good! SGA regains the lead for the Thunder at the perfect time on a little step-back jumper with 1.4 seconds left.
Talk about a big basket.
If you're looking for a good, close, contested basketball game, this has been the one for you today. Thunder and the Grizzlies.
His ability to stop and go was sending would-be defenders stumbling over their own feet.
SGA high-arcing three, and he reins it in.
Perhaps his greatest strength is his ability to knife through the defense and draw the contact.
As SGA plays through the contact, banks it in on the foul. As SGA getting chased by Levine.
While still burying the layup.
And the scoop, and how about the spin? You could see it, Mike, spinning on the rim before it
paired with his insane ability to separate. And you had the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
That's good.
No, that's big time stuff.
I got to ask you, we rep for our own here in Canada, and this kid, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is doing some damage.
That Adams was waiting for him, had to pick up the shot. Got it up in time, and that gives OKC its first lead of the night.
Shai Alexander is a guy, not those old people used to tell you, hey man, that kid right there, he just got an old soul.
Shai, he's got a little aggression of his own, just completely dismissing that Memphis defense.
That's how Shai Alexander plays. He plays like a 10-year seasoned vet.
He does a great job. What you mentioned, he gets his other guys involved.
Robinson Earl on the flare out, the open three, and he bottoms it.
That's what young stars need to understand when they come in this league. Yes, you want to score, but you make the game easy for you in the second half, and you have other guys going.
Over the next 2 seasons,
right there, put it on a platter for Darius Baisley. On the
SGA just got better and better.
Nice pass inside. Shai finds the open man. It's Giddey.
But if you're a student of the game, and you actually watch this game and the other things that he brings to the table, and you know the winning plays that he makes,
But Shai able to pull him out.
You're going to take Shai Alexander.
You're talking about a 23-year-old 6'6" guard who shot better than 40% from the three-point line last year.
He was taking over games, particularly in the clutch.
On to Muscala, back to the basket, looking to distribute. Finds Shai. Shai steps back on the three. On the way, at the buzzer, it is good. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shatters the hopes of the Clippers here at Paycom Center with the big three.
You talk about a dream shot.
In every measurable metric, he improved one season after the next.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 5 years, $172 million. He, of course, isn't as big a household name as Trae Young is, but how good is this player, and were you surprised at all by the deal he just agreed to?
Shai was rewarded with a max extension to his contract.
Levine in midair. Shai blocks the big man. Shai in the open court. Look out below.
This guy will be the cornerstone they build around. It's a lot of money for a young guy. Very, very good player, but it's the kind of move you have to make when you're an organization like the Thunder.
For me personally, it's just to make sure that every game I'm learning and improving, and then ultimately that will lead to every season I become a better basketball player.
Giddey has to get it in. Shai flashes, catches.
I want to be known as one of the best players to play the game.
Shai makes it home to regain the lead for OKC. The patience pays off.
I've wanted that since I could remember.
The sideline ready to trigger it in, which he does so to Shai. Shai gives the clock a check.
The next season, Shai averaged nearly 32 points a game.
Wants the step back three on the way, and Shai knocks it down for the lead.
And this is a gutsy play by Shai. The OKC Thunder go back to work on Thursday, and unlike the last two seasons at this point, the Thunder have a chance at the playoffs. They have already exceeded last year's win total.
Shai gets it, spins away, baseline shot. Shai puts it in and walks it off in OKC, kissing the Blazers goodnight.
Here, with the game on the line, there was no doubt who was getting the ball.
Number 10, that's where you'll find the Thunder at the moment. They're in the play-in game, 7-8, would play 9-10 in the play-in tournament.
Thunder outscored the Nuggets by 17. Shai dismisses Dave Ottery, puts him on the deck, and then puts it in.
They can't guard this dude. I don't care. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a taller version of Allen Iverson.
The league was taking notice, and SGA was finally receiving the attention he deserved.
Shai, oh, nifty move. Little ball fake, then goes under for the scoop. 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead.
SGA hit one game winner after the next.
Shai checks, steps back, 3-point shot on the way. He's good with 1.1 seconds left.
Taking his game to another level is this explosive guard in his first All-Star game from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He would make his first All-Star appearance.
First-time All-Star, 33 games of at least 30 points. And, look, he's played 53 games. He's been the Thunder's leading scorer in 47 of those.
Get right to that mid-range. Can't guard me.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pulls the cord, knocks down the jumper.
As far as the quickness, getting straight to it, I ain't wasting too much time dribbling. That boy nice.
By Isaiah Joe. Man, you talk about a guy who can score the basketball. That's a professional scorer.
Trae Young doing most of his damage in the second half. And Shai goes inside, slices right through the Atlanta defense, powers it down.
At this point, the only question about Shai was how high a ceiling he had.
Look, there's a lot of debate. I don't know why, but there's a lot of debate about like what an actual superstar is. I think Shai's a superstar.
The next season, we'd get an answer. Shai had no ceiling.
Shai, one man to beat. It is Chris Paul. He does it, and he scores in transition. Team stretches kind of mirroring one another. Shai.
He'd average over 30 points again.
And somehow contorts just enough to spin it home.
What's he like day to day? Just like as a teammate, a leader, a competitor?
Well, yeah, he's super competitive. Yeah, he's overly competitive. He's probably still in there shooting.
And Williams and SGA came over and just wiped it away.
These and one plays would become a major weapon in SGA's bag.
Oh, somehow kept the pivot foot down, and the brilliance of SGA continues.
If a person scores 30 and averages 30 for the whole season, they can score on anybody.
Right. Right.
Shai, quickly, dead head.
He literally averages 30.
Yeah.
Like,
this is what his average is.
This is his average for 82 games. He don't sit out games
right.
either. So.
Right.
He was a baller.
Here's a steal. Nicely done. SGA just took it away from Davion Mitchell. Goes the other. Their on-ball defense. As Shai anticipating that, steps right in front, goes behind his back. And it sets up Wallen.
He would finish second in the MVP voting, with many arguing he was robbed.
SGA very much here to start the game. He's been very patient, allowing his teammates to kind of get going.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander
has really been 5 years in the making. First time they're hosting a playoff game here.
5 years to the day. Gilgeous-Alexander guarded by McCollum. Flicks it up and in. And contact.
Is in the game and got the rebound. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander step back dribble.
That looked good from the moment he left it from our advantage. We were right behind them.
Gilgeous-Alexander has been getting the ball the beginning of each of these drives. Takes it. It's a fake.
His incredible play elevated the Thunder into the top seed in the West.
Yes, he's showing me that he has that superstar capability because he's answering the bell in every way.
Gilgeous-Alexander in a crowd. Cutter. Spin. Wiggins. 77-69. Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander.
In the playoffs, he averaged 30 points.
Got a three.
Ultimately, the Thunder were stopped in 6.
Hold'em, three-quarter court, Jalen Williams. Second time in 3 years are going to the Western Conference Finals.
So you finished second in MVP voting last year. How are you embracing that superstar title that you've known you've been able to do for basically your whole career?
Yeah, it's been fun. Stuff you dream about as a kid, even to be in those discussions.
The season had been a huge success, and heading into the next year, expectations were through the roof. A historic season where SGA averaged 36 points a game.
41-point third quarter.
Shai able to shift DiVincenzo. The beauty goes down. Masterful from SGA.
Each year he gets better, and he's leading the league in. I think he's scoring. He's leading the league in steals. Right? He's blocking shots. I mean, he's doing everything that it takes to win.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put him in the friend zone. What a block.
Averaging 30 over the last 3 straight seasons, shooting over 50% from the field.
Zay trying to keep him out of the lane, and SGA scoops it inside.
They've extended this lead. The step back from Gilgeous-Alexander, 45 points.
Played in all but one game for Oklahoma City and has 25 games of at least 30 points.
And you look at his strength.
This is, I believe, the best mid-range game player we have in the league right now.
If any doubt remained about SGA being a bona fide superstar,
Gilgeous-Alexander pulls back, jumper's good.
This season erased it.
Latino tiptoeing along, now goes up, pulls up, jump shot.
There it is, 50 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He put up a nice 50-piece last night.
A little 54-piece against Utah.
Shai looking for 50, and he delivers.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dazzled on the court all season.
SGA.
He was the best player on the team with the best record.
The Canadian led the NBA in scoring and his team to the league's best record.
Now SGA against the former Thunder guard Westbrook. Pull up three, a 40-point game.
He led the NBA games with at least 20, 30, 40, and 50 points a game and credited his teammates for his success.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
His brilliant regular season culminated in a league MVP.
Finally tonight, a hometown celebration in Hamilton for the NBA's newest, most valuable player.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, better known as SGA, from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Gilgeous-Alexander is the second Canadian to win the NBA MVP. Steve Nash won it twice in a row.
The third OKC player to win the award, joining Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Sometimes I sit back and it's surreal, just like where I was a decade ago. To think that I'm here now is a crazy feeling.
Last night, the Thunder's own Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was named the Kia NBA Most Valuable Player.
OKC took on the Grizzlies in the first round.
And tonight, the number one seed in the postseason arrives. This skyrocketing group of ascending stars out of Oklahoma City.
They were expected to handle Memphis easily, and that's exactly what they did.
Relive switches hands, goes with the left and scores. What a move as he changed it midair. SGA, little hesitation, stops on a dime. And take a 3-0 series lead.
Some of the games were close, but the series wasn't competitive.
Alexander steps back and buries it.
After sweeping the Grizzlies, OKC would face off with a much tougher foe.
Oklahoma City, the home of the top seed in the West. The Thunder coming off one of the best regular seasons in NBA history and a sweep in the first round.
The Denver Nuggets. The series would go back and forth.
SGA wants to clear the area. Gilgeous-Alexander gets it to go and puts some English on it.
Game 4 and 5 would be pivotal.
Upstairs, slapped down, Jalen Williams.
There we go. It's the Denver Nuggets facing off against the OKC Thunder. So far, we're just getting underway. Got to the mid-range and cashes out again. He rejects the screen.
SGA played like an MVP should.
We're in Oklahoma City, where this is now a best-of-3 series. Tonight, a critical Game 5 in what has been a battle between the Nuggets and Thunder.
They headed into Game 5 all knotted up, 2 games each.
One team will take the advantage tonight. It's Game 5. Thunder can grab the lead. Gilgeous-Alexander, 6-man! OKC up by 2, thanks to SGA. Murray makes his move around Hartenstein, floats it up. Holmgren gets a piece. Jokic is there!
Joker and SGA traded clutch shots.
Points, 15 rebounds. Gilgeous-Alexander, inside! Hartenstein, big-time flush! 9 to shoot. We're down to 2:26 to go. Jokic floats it up. Baker goes! Nikola Jokic! We are knotted up at 100. We approach 2 minutes to play. The back in, the fade. He's got it! And the foul! Jokic. 7 to shoot. His team is down by 3. Oh! Joker's wild! We are tied at 103. Shot clock is down to 6. Gilgeous-Alexander on target. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander meeting the moment. This pivotal Game 5 belongs to Oklahoma City.
But in the end, OKC prevailed.
Shai, here we are, fourth quarter again. We have heroics with you guys. You've outscored them the last 2 fourth quarters significantly.
The series would head back to OKC for a Game 7.
Here at OKC, and all the cliches apply. Win or go home, do or die, brink of elimination. It's a Game 7 to close out the second round.
win or go home.
Gilgeous-Alexander fakes, now drives on Brown. Spot. And knocks down his first shot.
I'd love to show you a Game 7 for the ages, but this game was OKC's from the start.
Gilgeous-Alexander nails the three. The Thunder right now in control. SGA connects on a three. Timeout Denver. SGA pulls up.
It was a trouncing.
As you see, Shai with the
as SGA shot the lights out of the arena.
Going in for SGA, 35 points. They'll empty the bench and listen to this roar.
Western Conference Finals, how does that sound to you?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, our ultimate goal isn't just the Western Conference Finals. You got to go through there to get there. Yeah, we put it together tonight, and we got there. We got 4 more games to go get against a really good team in the Timberwolves, and that's what we're focused on.
After scoring 35 in Game 7 and sending the Nuggets home, OKC would take on the T-Wolves in the Western Conference Finals. Unlike the series against Denver, the T-Wolves were outmatched from the beginning.
Difficult for Gilgeous-Alexander. Gets inside, pulls back. He stumbled a bit. Counted and one. SGA wins out. Timeout Minnesota. Thunder up 2. Now. Shot's good and one. Tucked the hit, banked it home, and a transfer three-point. Great fan bases in the NBA, and what an atmosphere. A packed crowd. The Paycom Center.
After going up 3-1 and scoring a playoff career-high 40 points, SGA looked to close the series out at home.
Alexander falling away, off the glass, banks it home. 14 for the MVP. With about a 5-second difference shot clock and game clock. Gilgeous-Alexander with three-pointer, knocks it down. With McDaniel right there. 7 on the 24. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls up. Jumpers good. 28 points. And now this is the largest lead of the night.
Starts to get stops, though it always does. We get stops, we're able to play fast, play to our strengths, play in the open court, and be special.
Has it ever felt better, in fact, to be a Thunder fan than it does right now? Because Thunder fan is now close enough to the finals to taste the finals.
Like, last night was a game where you want to snuff out any hope that Minnesota has. First quarter, he comes out, 12 points, 5 assists, 1 turnover. Like, no hesitation. I'm gonna put my foot, I'm gonna put my stamp on this game, right?
Hoping to celebrate tonight. The Thunder 1 win away from the NBA Finals.
It was a cheek clapping as OKC cemented their place in the NBA Finals.
And the internet can say whatever they want, and the Wolves fans can chant whatever they want, but in the end, everybody's going to have to accept that SGA and the Thunder are winning because they are just better.
It's a first quarter tidal wave here for OKC. SGA inside, counted out, a foul.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
The team celebrated midcourt, and SGA received his Western Conference Finals MVP.
He is absolutely a superstar. My man has 11 30-plus points games this postseason.
Out of what, like 16, 17 games? Like, more often than not.
The only other people to do that is Kobe, MJ, Bron, Kawhi, and Lashley.
Heading to the finals, SGA looked to finish his historic season with a championship.
The Paycom Center, home of the Thunder, packed and ready to go. We are so fired up. You get goosebumps, Richard Jefferson, just when you walk on the floor for game 1.
Against the Indiana Pacers, it would be no easy task.
Pacers with a chance to win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot.
In game 1, OKC looked to have control.
It's gone! With 3/10 of a second remaining! Timeout, OKC!
But a late shot sealed the win for Indiana.
How you lose doesn't really matter. Obviously, it sucks, the last second shot, but the energy in the arena and stuff like that. But we lost at the end of the day. We lost game one. We've lost game one before. And on the other side of that, we came out a better team.
Inside the Paycom Center as these two teams continue their battle for an NBA championship.
In game two, the pressure was on OKC to bounce back.
Gets inside, kicks it out. Holmgren again lines it up. Again, knocks it down. 4 minutes here in game two of the finals. Gilgeous-Alexander jumper, got it.
SGA
Jumper's good.
Slicing through the defense. The MVP set the tone for the entire game.
Jump shot. And good evening, everyone. Through an 82-game regular season and now 20 playoff games, the Thunder and the Pacers are all so close to a championship. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an epic finish in Game 4, and the Thunder evened up the series.
Game 5 back in OKC gave Shai a chance to take control of the series.
Gilgeous-Alexander didn't slow down. SGA sees the double team. Good defense from Siakam. Got it. He's in double figures. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks it out. Nice pass.
And from beginning to end, OKC controlled the game.
Three is good. Kicks it out, stolen by SGA. 2-on-1. Gilgeous-Alexander layup is good and a foul. A beautiful left hand and a chance for a three-point play. But the Thunder had the answer. It's 3-2. OKC in front here in the NBA Finals.
And OKC was now 1 game away from capturing a title.
Welcome once again, the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV.
The Pacers would take Game 6 at home.
Throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross-court C.
And send the series back to OKC for a pressure-packed Game 7.
Jakob for the slam. They'll play for an NBA title on Sunday night in Game 7.
It would all come down to this. OKC delivered in front of its home crowd.
Alexander finds some space, knocks down his first shot. They greet SGA at half court. Gets past Turner, kicks it out Caruso.
It was a fantastic finish to a fantastic season.
SGA pulls up. Elbow jumper, got it. SGA, one-on-one with Nimhard. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander off the glass.
OKC ran away with it.
SGA splits the defense, kicks it out.
A win for the ages.
The NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The story from season is complete.
Shai had done it. The MVP, the Finals MVP, and the championship. A trifecta of greatness.
The same player won the regular season MVP, the scoring title, and now he's your Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA.
Nobody brings it home like Joe Vincent. Nobody.
Make it so.